Hello again, you single-cell organisms. It's me, your boy, with another Fudge review video. Oh yeah, my mic still hasn't come in yet, so expect these kinds of videos. And today it's on the Swedish go-kart of doom, the IKV-72. The IKV-72 is situated at 1.7 and is the embodiment of the need for a moderate amount of speed and a gun powerful enough to kill anything at 1.7 and above. This little goblin is armed with a Swedish Can M40 175mm meatball launcher of mass destruction and has a selection of 5 shells, but in practice only has 4 combat-worthy ones. Before I go any further or forget, the IKV-72 has a stock reload of 7.6 seconds, and can get down to 5.9 seconds. Now for the shell types. Let's go over this shit. Stock, you are equipped with the SLPPRJ M40 AP shell that can go through 85mm of armor at 10 meters and has a muzzle velocity of 580 meters per second, which isn't too bad. Next is the unlockable smog shell, the ROKGR M22, which, as I covered in the 2343 review, are useful to be a general pestilence to your enemies by slinging a few in their face and flanking them. Next is the unlockable APHE shell, aka the SLPGR39, which can penetrate 63mm at 10 meters and also travels at 580 meters per second, unlike the smog shell that goes about as fast as a mouse. Last unlockable shell is the SLPPRJ M40B shell, which performs basically the same as the standard AP shell, but this version has a pointy tip which makes it better, I guess, and goes 590 meters per second, so that's neat, I suppose. And lastly is the HE shell that nobody gives a single fuck for, the SGR M40, which is good only for scratching the paint on enemy tanks but can be useful to fuck over any retard in an open-top AA or armored car. And if any of you are wondering how many shells to take, I say take all of them, because you likely won't survive 1 to 2 shots anyway. So take 15 rounds of the SLPGR39 APHE, 25 of the M40B and 2 smog shells for shits and giggles. You should have more than enough penetration on your shells to deal with all enemies you face, except the Matildas and those French monstrosities that are referred to as the B1 bis and Tur. Let's move on to the stuff we call armor, because this thing hardly has any. You're looking at a max of 18.5mm for the front, but it's angled back 42 degrees to turn that card stock into a little over 20mm and 24mm in some areas, which can stop heavy machine guns and might pose a difficult target for the German totally not OP 20mm autocannon of doom, depending on the range. Up close and personal will always mean death, but that's how you're going to have to play this fucker because of its rather slow shell trajectory. The thing has decent zoom in the scope, so you can actually see what you're shooting at, unlike some vehicles. On the sides of this thing, you thought 18mm was bad? Well, on the sides it's a whole whopping 6 fucking millimeters on the lower hull and 7mm on the upper hull. Isn't that just lovely? Just to put that in perspective, the Pumas have better armor than this fucker, but somehow I haven't gotten any situations where I've been hull broken, which is an absolute fucking miracle given that this thing hardly has armor to stop a plastic dart. Also, if you fucks haven't noticed, it's open top, which will result in any moron with a brain to hop into a plane and blast your ass with any selection of ordnance, because I'm pretty sure a 1kg bomb would put this thing out of action. But you shouldn't rely on armor while playing this thing. I'll get to this in a bit. With that said, let's move on to the speed and maneuverability. This transdimensional Swedish goblin has a 145 HP engine spaded, and with a weight of 8 tons has a horsepower per ton ratio of just above 18. And can propel this monster to 57 km per hour on paved roads, or about 35 miles per hour, and will hit 42 km per hour off-road or 26 miles per hour, and it's also blessed with an actual reverse gear to get it out of sticky situations at 12 km per hour. As for actual maneuverability, it can be described as pretty good, but is amplified because of having neutral steer. You heard that right, folks. The Swedish engineers gave this fucker everything but armor. I guess it just slipped their minds, I don't know. As for the neutral steer itself, it can complete a 360-degree steer in a little above 10 seconds spaded, which is very helpful at times if you need to swing around to fuck over some brain-dead shit who is getting a little too suspicious to your nefarious doings. Speaking of that, let's move on into how to play this doomsday device. Since you have no armor but have good overall maneuverability, you act like a rat running through enemy lines and killing any moron who has left themselves exposed, and if the conditions are just right, you can promptly fuck over an entire column of enemies if they are oblivious, and most likely are, because it's 1.7. With that said, you flank, you spank, and you get the fuck out of wherever you just were to create panic amongst the larger and dumber opponents you will face. Avoid frontal assaults, because you will die no matter what happens. Modifications should go as usual. Parts FPE and crew replenishment. Your stock shell is pretty good, so you don't need to worry too much about it. So then go for the mobility line. Once that's done, go for whatever the fuck you want. I would personally go for vitality, reload repair, and leadership if you don't want to get your ass blasted faster than the Russians destroyed Berlin. So now that I've said all of this and hopefully helped you out a bit, get out there and start spanking low tier teams. With this monster as fuck.